Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Jessa Jeremiah.
And I'm Justin Riley, and here we are at Rubens Our Lifestyle. I always love coming to this place. They've got such great pieces of furniture. And we're going to be talking leather later on in the show with Adam.
Absolutely. I look forward to it. This place inspires me to be less boring.
Yes.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because I am so basic sometimes with my colors and my furniture selections, and I come here and then I realize I need an accent piece. I need a really fun pillow.
Yeah.
I get inspired.
And as we'll learn, leather doesn't have to come in black or brown either.
That's right.
So we're really excited about that, and it's better for your kids, it's better for your pets, it's a long-term investment, and I would think it's probably better for allergies too, so if you suffer allergies.
And there's a sale.
Sale coming
You know, I
up.
love some sales.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk a little bit about fitness. We're talking about yoga, and we're talking about cycle. I think two of maybe the most intimidating sports for a gym for people to get started in, because people for cycle, I feel like they think that they need to have all the fancy gear and the fancy shoes and be like a road biker. You really don't need to be.
No.
And yoga has all the lingo.
Yeah.
You know, so if you don't know all these terms, are you going to be able to be successful? So we'll tell you that that's not true, and we're going to be chatting with Miss Natalie from Flight Cycle and Dragonfly Hot Yoga. She'll tell you how to get started if you haven't gotten started, or if you're already into it, you're going to love what they have going on.
And we're also going to check in with our good buddy John Shear from Trinity Financial, and he's got some great advice for the graduates, you know, the college graduates specifically, and entering the real world now. So if you're watching, or if you have a college graduate, you'll want to pay attention to this segment because it's got some great financial tips. John's got some great financial tips.
Really, even for anybody. It's always good to talk finances and kind of spruce up what you're doing in your own personal financial world so that you can have a better tomorrow. We'll learn a little bit about that coming up after the break here on Wisconsin Family. Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here enjoying ourselves and relaxing. We are at Rubens Our Lifestyle. We're going to talk to those folks a little bit later. Comfy as can be.
Oh, it's hard not to sit back in this chair.
That's right. We're going to talk about a wonderful topic. We've got our friend John Shear, who joins us from Trinity Financial Planning, and we're so glad to see you today.
Good to see you guys.
Okay, so we're going to go through a couple of really key components and tips for our viewers at home today. First, I want to talk a little bit about graduation, because we've got a lot of folks out there graduating right now, or have just graduated, and it's time to start thinking about adulting, right? And looking for that real job. Any pointers for them?
That's right. Welcome to the real world, right?
Right.
So one of the things we talk about with people as they get out and start having that first real job is there's basically three things, and one is to save 10% of their income. The other is to take advantage of their company 401k or employer, especially the match that they have in there. And then the third really big one is just spending less than they make. Not complicated, but you know, but pretty important things.
Yeah, well, that's a life lesson that you really need to learn early on. Otherwise, you could be in trouble. But I love that you have the idea for them to start thinking about that right out of the gate, because how smart. If you can start right away, it's going to be an easy path.
It's so critical that you know, when you're in school and you're not making any money and you come out whether you're making $30,000 or $50,000, it's like all the money in the world, right?
Right, yeah.
But then if you're making $45,000, that's still all the money in the world, but yet you're saving that 10%, and once you get in that habit, that sets you up for success in the long run. If you wait 10 years, now you're spending all the money, now you say, hey, I got to cut back my lifestyle, that's really difficult to do. So getting those habits established early are really key.
Right.
Cutting back on that nouveau riche lifestyle.
And I remember that pointer you gave us, months ago now, but if you start young, you can save 10%. As you get older, that percentage really needs to go up.
That's right.
And then that lifestyle could change based on that.
And again, you're 45 or 50 spending all, cut 20% out, golly, that's a pretty tough way to go.
It's tough,
So starting early is just such a huge thing.
Yeah.
So smart.
So now when you say 10% of your income, are you talking about 10% of, gross of what you actually make before taxes, or 10% of what your net deposit is?
Yeah, 10% of gross, and it goes back to that thing, is, hey, whatever you're making, if you just take it out of your paycheck right away, you learn, your lifestyle expands, right? You learn to live on where you have to get a raise, it somehow goes, and a similar thing if you take that out right away.
Right,
So 10% of gross is really what we're talking about.
Okay, so 10% 10% of your gross income. I was hoping for
Yeah.
after taxes. Anyways, but good question. Now let's talk about what to do with that 10%.
Sure. So we talk to people about doing two things. One is building up a liquidity emergency reserve bucket, and the other is using your company retirement plan 401k.
Yeah.
And so typically we'll start 5% in each direction. And when we talk about liquidity, we're talking about permanent cash reserves, not saving up so you can go on vacation or buy one of the great pieces of furniture here, but saving up that's your nest egg, that when unexpected things happen, the car breaks down and you have something else with the roof or whatever it is, that's a permanent emergency backup, not saving for ongoing things.
So I've heard the term like emergency fund, so you really kind of need that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So when we're talking savings, you mentioned 401k. I mean, is that a good place for a big part of someone's savings to go?
Yeah, it really is, because for two reasons. One is you get a tax deduction when you put money in the 401k plan. So you save, if you're in the 25% tax bracket, you save a quarter for every dollar that you put in. But the other thing is many 401k plans have a company match where they match some of your contributions. And usually the match is either 3%, they'll do a dollar for dollar on 3%, or if you do 5%, they'll match 4%. Percent in your 401k, if you do that 5%, you're almost guaranteed to take advantage, and it's like free money. It's like, geez, Justin, we'll give you, if you save some money for your future life, we'll give you a 3% raise.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we tell folks, hey,
Sounds nice.
if there's money laying around you on the street, you should pick it up, right?
Right, yeah.
I mean, a similar sort of thing. It literally is free money.
Yeah,
Wow,
absolutely. Okay, so 401k, or your 401k, as some people call
Yeah,
it.
right.
So let's go back to spending for just a minute. You mentioned obviously spend less than you make. There's some obvious implications there, but any pointers?
It really, it's one of these things that some of the fundamentals of being financially sound aren't really complicated, right? Spend less than you make. But that's the key, is that so many things that people get in trouble with is, number one, not doing the saving, not paying themselves, and then number two, getting into the credit card debt, right? Where if you're spending more, and it sounds pretty basic, but you go, hey, not to put that to save up where you can do the things and get in front of that, because you take a look at the credit card interest, and we get people that come and they've got 5 figures of credit card interest, and boy, just trying to get ahead of those things. So starting at the beginning, and we tell folks, coming out of school, save 10% of your income, don't go into credit card debt, don't buy anything you can't pay off right away. And you do those two things, and that's like a big chunk of being successful.
And if you're saving properly, I mean, it seems to me like you shouldn't ever have to use credit cards then, if you've got that reserve like you had mentioned.
Right, that's sort of the deal. So as you build up the cash reserve, something happens, we need to buy something that goes down, and you keep on filling that back up, right? Sort of paying yourself rather than paying the credit card company.
Right.
Again, it's not really complicated, but and it's not easy to say, geez, all the things that are out there, and to have some caution when you first start out is really critical, and it helps set the habits for the rest of your life.
Setting those habits. Real quick before we go, is there any other advice that you want to give grads at this time before we go?
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing is enjoy the time before. People are excited to go out and get their jobs, but we work the rest of our lives, and to have some appropriateness as far as being able to enjoy some of this time, and then prepare yourself for coming out and enjoy the time when you get the job, but do the saving things to get yourself set up for the future.
Sure, absolutely.
Great tips.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. This is John Scherer from Trinity Financial Planning. We've got more coming up after the break. We're talking fitness here at Rubens Our Lifestyle. Stick with us.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here at Rubens Our Lifestyle. We're really excited about that. We're really excited to talk with Adam later on in the program.
We are.
That'll be good. But first, we're talking with Natalie from Dragonfly Hot Yoga and Flight Cycle. Natalie,
This is
how
your
are ya?
hint about what we're talking about today.
We're talking yoga. This
Downward
is
facing dog.
downward dog, or maybe child's pose. So Natalie, welcome. It's good to have you back
Thanks.
with us today.
Thanks for having me as usual.
Glad to see you.
You guys over at Dragonfly host a 200-hour yoga teacher training course, a number of those.
Yep.
So people who want to learn how to teach yoga can come to Dragonfly and learn the art. Can you tell us about some of the upcoming summer trainings that you have?
Yeah, so this summer we have 2 separate trainings. They're intensive programs. So the first one starts in June. It's June 13th through July 5th. So you're in training every single day from the 13th through the 5th.
Wow.
And at the end of that, you've got your 200 hours of training completed.
No weekends off?
Nope, it goes straight through.
I
Yep.
like it. Knock it out.
Yeah, and it's really cool. I was able to see it last year, and you just kind of see this transformation happen, and all of this learning comes on really, really quick, and we have tons of hands-on experience. You're teaching classes kind of day one of training at Dragonfly. So you get lots of hands-on experience. So
That's great.
cool.
yeah.
Let's talk about this cool gear you have. I just love your
Thanks.
shirt. We were
Thanks.
complimenting you before you started.
Yeah, lots of fun summer retail.
Yeah, fun. I like it. So let's talk about flight. We'll kind of switch gears and talk cycle for just a minute
Sure.
because you have Dragonfly Hot Yoga and Flight Cycle. Tell us how to get started at Flight Cycle. You know I'm a fan of cycling, but sometimes it's a little bit intimidating for people to get started.
Yeah. Well, Flight creates a really unique atmosphere. It's really high energy. It's really positive. The instructors do a really good job of making everybody feel welcome that comes through the door, whether you're someone that's been there 30 times or it's your first time ever sitting on a cycling bike.
Yeah.
Your first flight is free, so that's a great incentive just to step foot in the door. You don't have to pay a dime.
Yeah.
They'll get you fitted. And then there's tons of options after that to continue cycling. We just launched an intro offer where you get 5 flights for $49, which is
Wow.
a great deal.
Wow, that's an incredible deal.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
I like that.
Now, I'm going to be asking all the yoga questions. Jess is going to ask all the cycle questions, I guess, today. So
Yes, we'll get you to be a yogi yet.
So we noticed you have a 3-hour yogathon coming up on June 5th. And it's a training session, and it's called and then you have a free to breathe event in July. Can you tell us a little bit about these?
Yeah, so they're kind of linked. So the Yogathon is a 3-hour yoga class. It's $20. You get 3 types of classes within those 3 hours. You get a slow flow, a flow, and a yin. So
Okay.
you're not doing the same thing over and over again. You get some variation. And it can be served as just a challenge, just a workshop for yourself, or it can be used as a training session for the Free to Breathe Yogathon in July. So Dragonfly is a big part of that. It's a fundraiser and brings awareness to lung cancer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, it's awesome. It's a whole day event. So Dragonfly is going to be teaching some of the yoga classes that day. So the Yogathon is one way to train for that 8-hour yoga day.
Wow, okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really cool. We'll play a little tug of war.
Yeah.
Cycle, no yoga. But back to cycle. Now let's talk for a second about, there's a DJ flight coming up on June 30th.
Yep.
Okay, so what's happening with that?
So DJ Steele is going to spin tunes live, and then we'll have a class that goes along with it. So he'll collaborate with the instructor to kind of create that really fun, positive, energetic environment. It's at 7 p.m. And they fill up fast. So if anybody's interested in that, they can find the link online, sign up quickly because there's only so many bikes.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
There is a finite amount of
Yes.
seats.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Literally. So you have a birthday coming up. Not you, Natalie, but
I'm like, I do?
but Dragonfly. Dragonfly's got a birthday coming up. And tell us how are you guys going to be celebrating, and how old is Dragonfly going to be?
Dragonfly's turning 5.
Wow.
So the time flew. I can't believe
Yeah.
it's been 5 years since Dragonfly opened its doors. So we're having our celebration. We're doing one location. We'll celebrate all for the whole company. So June 25th in Sun Prairie. There's going to be membership specials. There's going to be introductory offer specials. There's going to be class pass specials. There's free classes in Sun Prairie all day.
Oh, wow.
So the website will have everything that you need in terms of the details of that, and then
Okay.
we'll start announcing the specials in more specifics soon.
Very cool.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Cool.
great.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
and then the specials that you're running that day could translate to any of the locations.
Yes, you can use whatever you purchase that day at any of the locations, and you can buy them at any of the locations as well. The membership special, I know that you'll have to do it in person, so everything else we'll kind of
Sure.
play around with. So
Okay.
yeah.
And we will end on yoga because I want to ask you, we talked a little bit about getting started in cycle, but yoga actually can be, I think, equally intimidating for somebody who hasn't done it before, doesn't know the lingo. We were just talking
Right.
about the lingo that is involved in yoga. If you don't know the lingo, gosh, what do you do? How do you get started in yoga?
So just like Flight, your first class at Dragonfly is free. So again, no financial commitment. You just walk through the doors. We'll guide you through what you need to do. And we have 2 classes that I always recommend. Slow Flow, which is our vinyasa class. It's the majority of the classes that we offer are this flow style.
Sure.
So this just takes it a slower pace so you can hear the lingo and feel yourself in the pose.
Right.
So that's always a great place to start. Or yin, which is much more restorative. No standing poses. You're on the mat the whole time.
Yeah.
Holding stretches for like 3 to 5 minutes at a time. So
Right.
really
Okay.
relaxing.
And I think one of the things that is interesting about yoga is that it's sort of is an innate acceptance of self, acceptance of others. So there's no pressure to
Right.
be good in the
Absolutely.
beginning.
Yeah.
So
Everybody's at their own level.
right.
Yep.
Yep. Natalie Koberstein joins us from Dragonfly Hot Yoga and Flight Cycle. Natalie, thank you so much. It's always
Thank
a
you,
pleasure.
guys.
Don't go away. There's more Wisconsin Family coming up right after the break. Stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We've been having a lovely time here at Rubens Our Lifestyle over on the west side of Madison. These chairs and that couch, they're so comfortable.
I know.
It's hard not to just
Earlier,
do this the
Justin
whole
told
time.
me that his rump was getting a hug.
It feels like my rump is getting a hug in this chair. It's accurate. It's an accurate statement. We're joined now by Adam White, who manages the Rubens Our Lifestyle. Adam, how are you?
I am doing well.
Good to have you with us
Glad
again
to
today.
be here. Yeah,
Nice
thanks.
to see you guys.
So what are we talking about today, Adam?
Today we wanted to discuss, Rubens will be running a leather promotion the entire month of June, so
Okay.
wanted
Great.
to talk about leather furniture a little bit.
I
Great.
love leather.
Yeah.
Every time I come to, I fall in love with wherever we are sitting. I love this couch.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I
Yeah,
love
and you could tell. I mean, it just has a nice feel to it. And this is
Yeah.
real leather, and I think there's some longevity to that. I think we were talking about that.
Yeah,
before the
let's
show.
actually discuss, because a lot of folks, of course, who have families also have young kids, older kids, pets.
Right.
Maybe you're just a mess. Who knows? Like me. No. But talk to us a little bit about that. I mean, is leather a good purchase in terms of just holding up?
Yeah, absolutely. It is, without a doubt, the most durable material that furniture is made from.
Yeah.
But it is a very common question that we get. I've got toddlers or teenagers or cats and dogs.
Yeah.
And far and away, it is the easiest to take care of any furniture and has the most staying power.
Sure.
Wow.
Well, I can imagine just from a cleaning perspective. I mean, if you do have a little oops or a spill or something, if you do that on fabric, it's a lot tougher to make a quick cleanup.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Just wipe it up on a lot of the leather. Now there are a lot of different types of leather out there, which is important to know.
Okay.
A lot of folks think that it's going to be very difficult to clean, and certainly there are leathers out there that are.
Sure, okay.
But we offer the full spectrum.
Sure.
So if you've got younger kids or pets, we can steer you in the direction of
Sure.
a leather that's going to work for you.
Yeah. So if that's something that's important to you, then they can ask you about that. Is this easy to clean leather?
It is, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. So I've heard people say, especially when we get into the summer months. When, for example, some people have leather interiors in their vehicles. When
Sure.
they shut the car up for a couple hours, they get in there and that leather is hot. And I've heard a lot of people say that leather is way too hot. Is there any truth to that?
Well, there is, and I think a lot of people get that from exactly what you're describing, from their vehicle.
Yeah.
It is a natural insulator, so
Yeah.
it's really going to just take on the ambient temperature
Sure.
of the room,
Right.
and your car being in the sun for
Right,
6-8 hours is certainly going to be warmer than most people keep their home.
Right.
So yeah, it is going
a
to
little
take
bit.
on the temperature of the room.
Yeah.
So it is a legitimate concern, but
Yeah.
you just have to remember that it is a natural insulator, so it'll be the temperature of whatever room it sits
Well,
in.
that sounds good. You put the thermostat at what you want it, and your couch will match.
There you go.
Sounds perfect.
That's right.
So that's a good question. Let's talk a little bit about another question that could be prohibitive to people is price.
Right.
Is it really expensive? It's certainly got that sort of stigma that, like, boy, I don't know if I can afford having a leather furniture set. Talk to us about that.
Sure. It is a little more expensive, but you're only going to buy it once.
Right.
Where a lot of these things, a lot of the fabric sofas, especially if you've got kids or pets, you're going to be replacing that a little more often. We also tend to work a lot with this sofa is actually a really good example of something that's kind of timeless design.
Right,
So
yeah.
as long as you are comfortable in the design style you're buying, if you spend a little more money on it, it's going to last a lot longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an investment piece, I think. I mean, you think about if you're buying something for your home, another big investment, of course, you're probably going to have your home for a long time. You're going to have your furniture for a long time then too.
Right.
And I know how expensive it is to reupholster things. It's not cheap.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So if
that's
you
right.
can avoid that, that's always good.
And you get to actually enjoy, having a leather couch too, or a leather sofa versus me, who has a fabric covered sofa. I have to put a blanket over my sofa so that my
Right.
kids and my dog don't, spill stuff on it, and yet they still manage to get stained. I don't know how that's possible. But you can actually enjoy the way the couch actually looks without, having to put some ugly throw blanket on it or something.
We
like
hope
that,
so.
Which is great.
Yeah.
So it's a good investment on the outset, and then you get to enjoy it too.
Right.
It's the
Yeah,
best of
what
both
good is a
worlds.
piece of furniture?
Right.
I'm thinking about, I remember that show Everyone Loves Raymond, where
Yeah.
the mom has the plastic plastic cover over her
Sure.
upholstered couch. That's just, no.
That's, I don't go that far. I wish I had that together, but anyway.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, so it's definitely an investment piece. I think that's smart.
And let's talk a little bit about color options because, a lot of people, when they think leather, real leather, they think brown.
Right.
But are there color options?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that is true. A lot of people seem to think, well, I don't really want brown or black,
Yeah.
so I don't know how I feel about leather.
Right.
But we offer it in everything from bright blues to reds to oranges to lime greens.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get pretty wild if
Yeah.
you want to.
Well, I think what's cool about having the color options is maybe you do your big piece of furniture if you're not quite that adventurous, like you're not ready to have a green sofa or something like that. You could do your big piece in a nice basic, and then sort of like you've got here, add an accent.
These complement
Exactly.
each other really well.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. So I think that would be a fun way to sort of, bring some more adventurous pieces into your home. Add
We
a
do
little
that quite
color.
often, actually. We'll just do a kind of a brighter color chair, one of the smaller pieces, or even an ottoman. Leather is a great material for an ottoman, and ottomans generally take a little more abuse than a lot of
Yes.
other things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we sell a lot of
Yeah,
those guys.
and along that same line, we talked a little bit about, kids and pets and things. If you've got toddlers at home, having a leather ottoman, how safe is that by comparison to, to edges and
yeah.
things? That's a really smart thing to do for
Yep,
your
and a
kids.
lot of folks are buying larger ottomans, maybe doing a tray on top of it, something like
Yeah.
that. Now you can still keep your drinks and whatnot, but yeah, much safer. for
And you
kids.
can move it when your kid goes to grab your drink. You just move the tray.
That's right. That's right.
So that's really fun. Let's talk any other promotions. You guys are running this promotion for June.
Right.
I think that's great. So people can come in and get some leather at a little bit more affordable prices. What else is going on? Anything?
We're also doing a dining sale this month that kind of coincides with the leather promo that we're doing. We'll probably talk more about that later.
Okay.
We also have quite a few floor model pieces left. Stop in either location and look for the bright orange tags. Those are all items that are marked way down and available immediately. So.
I like that idea too because some of these pieces are order pieces. Well, a lot of them really are order pieces, and most people can wait. But if you are kind of looking for a little bit of a deal, or you want something a little bit quicker, there's certainly ways to get those.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of fun too.
Love
You
the
can be
floor
on the
models.
hunt for the orange sticker.
Yeah, that's right.
always love the floor models. And
Yeah.
we always love coming here to visit with you, Adam. It's always great content, and we look forward to it, and we look forward to just
Relaxing.
sitting back and
Yeah.
giving our rumps a hug.
We
every
get
now and
good use out of your floor models.
Well, we appreciate that. It is my pleasure to have you.
All right. Well, Adam White
Thanks,
from
Adam.
Rubens Our Lifestyle, thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for having us today.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for joining us on Wisconsin Family. That's all the time we have, and we'll see you next time.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day